We do this every week anyway, just to cover the areas and just keep our ear to the ground, things that could be happening. So, yeah, it's. And if it happens in November or next March, sure, we have to be ready for it. It's the only constituency in the whole country that voted left. No Fianna Fáil or Fine Gael got elected here, and the Greens got elected because people thought they were a bit on the left. I'd say Sinn Féin would probably absolutely hold a seat from the response I'm getting. No, I'd be confident of my own vote. Keep in contact. Okay. Nice talking to you. See you.
It's terrible sad to see the young people of Ireland not being able to get a home. It really is. And I just think that we shouldn't even vote for any of the Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael or anything. We shouldn't be voting because they're doing nothing for us.
Okay. The main issues are housing, health, and particularly the cases of children with special needs, families that are experiencing the woeful services that are provided by the state. But I'm sure immigration and all that is going to be an issue on the doorsteps as well. We just have to keep making the point that if you vote an alternative that has the policy to actually build housing rather than the situation we're in now, that things can start turning around, and at least there'd be a bit of hope for people in the future rather than just seeing another long 10 years ahead of you on a housing list. I mean, we're dealing with people that are on the housing list 15, 18 years. That's just horrendous.
I met Mary Lou before. I think she's a lovely woman, kind of on the same par as Joan. You know what I mean? It's about time. You know what I mean? They've been held out for too long. You know what I mean?
Do you think they will get their chance this time?
I hope they do. I really do.
A lot of people I've spoken to who were voting for Sinn Féin won't be doing it this time because they have shown themselves to be very, to dither quite a lot, Cost of living is a real thing for me because our mortgage here in this house went up by €600, just the mortgage. That's a 44% increase. And the cost of housing is the fact that 69,000 people left last year. You can massage those figures as well and say some of them are coming back, some of them aren't coming back, but they're leaving because there's no housing.
If I got re-elected and Sinn Féin were in that position, if that was the case, I'd have to go and talk to Sinn Féin, see what they're talking about, and then come back to the constituency again, and particularly the people that would be supportive of me, and say, what do you think? Should we go in and make sure that they implement what they're saying? And that's what we have to, hopefully, will be the case.
We are election ready. You have most of our candidates selected. We've most of our materials prepared for the election, so we're ready whenever the government does call an election. I think it's highly likely it's going to be maybe called the end of October, happen in November.
She says you're going to solve the housing crisis.
I said this man knows how to solve the housing crisis.
Disability issues come up a lot. You get a lot of parents just saying the real frustration. It can take years to get maybe an assessment for their child. Even if they get an assessment, then they don't get the support services that they need. Kind of in every community, things like housing that comes up quite consistently.
11 years here, and I'm very aware at any moment I could be out on the street, and there is nowhere to rent that's affordable.
Yeah.
There is no opportunity to buy, even though I have a deposit ready to go. I'm on my own with the 2 kids. I have a pretty good job.
Yeah. I think we have a different approach on a lot of things, and I do think there's an opening there first, and I think people are interested to hear what we have to say about housing. Think of us as a country and what we did with housing in the 20th century, building really high quality housing development communities like here in Marino. There's just no reason why we couldn't be doing that now when we're a country with more resources.
There's just something very wrong about the system.
I think a good day for the party would be if we hold what we have, and if we make any gains, we'd be delighted with that.